Okay, now let's start the prototyping section of our Figma workshop. So when we say prototyping here in Figma, what we mean is linking your static designs, so the static profile page that we made, into other designs so that you can simulate a working final product that's close to the real thing, where you click on a certain button and it goes to a new page or something of that sort. And to start our prototyping process, what the first thing that we need to do is to click on the prototype tab. So when you were here, you were on the design tab. Now you're going to click on the prototype tab. And after clicking on the prototype tab, but you're not clicking anything else here, so outside and prototype tab, the first thing that you need to do is to pick your device. So this device must be the same as the device that you used for your frame. So if you remember, for our frame, we used iPhone 13 mini. So for the device also, we'll be using iPhone 13 mini. So let me find that, iPhone 13 mini. And now our device is a preview of iPhone 13 mini. Okay, I can choose the model also. So I have blue. And now when I select this frame and I click on play, instead of the iPhone X we had previously, we are going to get the iPhone 13 mini in the blue color shade. Okay, I'm just going to move this again. Okay, so this is the iPhone 13 mini, and you can see it's exactly aligned because it's the same size as the iPhone 13 mini, the frame and the device itself. So once you've set the device, so click outside, set the device, you can set the other things, and that is firstly the interactions. So let's say you want to click on the message button and it needs to go to a new page. So let's try creating that interaction right now. So I'm gonna delete this one. Okay, so to do that interaction, I'm just gonna move all of our buttons out of the way, and let's create another screen for our interaction. So if you remember, how did we add the screen? We added it by going to the frame, the region tool, and selecting frame and selecting the frame phone type we want. So iPhone 13 mini, and that adds this frame into our design. Now I'm going to align it right beside our previous screen. It can be anywhere, but I'm going to keep it here for ease of use. And I'm going to rename it by double clicking here, messages page. Okay, I'm just going to write here also messages so that it's easier to tell. Okay, make it larger, 36. I'm going to center it. Okay, so this is one way to center it vertically, center it horizontally, oh sorry, horizontally, vertically, and center it horizontally, and it's at the center of the screen. And now we want an interaction where if you click on message, it should go to this page. Okay, so for that, again, we go to the prototype tab and we click on the message button. And you can see on the message button, we can see there's 4 different pluses on all sides. Click on one of those pluses, doesn't matter which, hold that plus and drag to your new screen. So hold this plus, drag to your new screen. And you can see when you do that, this popover is open, and this is where you can set your interaction settings. So on the interaction, there's 3 different concepts that you need to know: the trigger, the action, and the destination. So the trigger is what should you do to the message button for this interaction to happen, which is, you tap it or you click on it. And then what is the action? It should navigate to a new page. And the destination is what is the new page called? So on click of this, which is what we want, on click or on tap, both are the same, then it navigates to, so it goes to a new page called the messages page. So when we go from here to here, it automatically selects the message page. If I go to from here to some other page, it will select that page as our destination. Okay, so this, we have our interaction. Let's take a look at how this is in the preview. So how do you do that? You can, this is, let's just make it back to 13 mini. It's changed for some reason. I'm going to select our page and click on play. And this is our page. So if I click on message, it goes to the new page. And if I want to go back from here to here, so I'm going to add a back button. I can either add an icon again, or I'm just going to draw this time very simply. Use the pen tool and draw the back icon. It's ugly, but it works. And when I click on the prototype, when I click on this to this, so on tap of the back button, it navigates to the Instagram profile page instantly. So let's try that out. Select the profile page, play, message, back, message, back. Okay, you have that. And now let's look at some of the animations that we can add. So this, when we have this, going from the message to this page, when you click on this button to this page, you can see that it's an instant animation. But if you've noticed your phone, especially on iOS, you can see that when you go to a new page, it slides in from the right. So you can prototype that animation using, or that transition using one of these options here. So I can do that using move in, and it moves in from the right. So it should be this one. And when you go back, it moves out from the top. So instead of an instant animation, I can use a move out, and it should go to the right. So it should move out to the right. So it should be this one. Okay, and let's take a look at how this looks. So click on the profile page, click on play, and click on the message. It slides in, and click on back, it slides out. Okay, slide in, move out, move in, move out. Okay, so that's how we can move between pages, prototyping between pages. And in case you don't want to select this and play it every time or present it like this, then there's another option, which is to preview it. And you can do that using this button. So let's say there's no flow. Let's say it's like this. This is probably what you're going to have. What you can do is select your first page, and under flow starting point, add a flow. Okay, and you have a flow. You can rename it here or here. I'm going to make it Instagram profile flow. Okay, you can name it anything you want. And then instead of clicking the play button, I can just click this preview button, and I get a smaller version of the phone right beside my design. So it'll load within the phone itself. And again, I can try the same thing out here. You can also see I can make it responsive, and I can change the phone size if I want to, however you wish. Okay, so that is the page-to-page interaction. Now let's look at something else, which is overlays. So let's say you want to do something, for example, delete your account, and then you have an overlay or an alert that comes in the center of your screen that says, are you sure you want to delete account? Yes or no, or cancel or agree. And that kind of modal is an overlay that comes on top of your screen. And let's look at how we can do something of that sort in this part. So let's create an overlay. And for that, you can first create a frame. And this time the frame should be smaller than the screen and should be like towards the center. So instead of putting it here, I'm going to make a frame here. And this is going to be, I'm going to rename it to a alert dialog. Okay. I'm going to make it a white frame. It is a white frame. I'm going to say it's just a very, very simple button. Oh, sorry, alert dialog. Cancel. And then I'm going to create another one for delete. And this delete, let's make it a red color button. And the text can be white. Okay, a very simple uh, alert dialog, which is not following our design style, but it's just to test out our overlays. So we have this dialog, and now we want this to appear when you click on one of these buttons. So, okay, maybe I'll make it follow. And when I click on the follow button, or okay, let's just keep it delete. And when I click on one of these buttons over here, which I'm going to add, let's add a delete. Okay, I'm going to have a delete icon here. And when I click on that delete icon, I want to open this overlay. So let's go to the prototype tab again. And there's these pluses on all four sides. Click one of them, hold, drag, and on tap, it navigates to alert dialog. But then this time we don't want it to navigate to this page because this is not a full page, it's just an overlay. So for an overlay, what we do is we open overlay. Okay, so on click of that, it opens overlay, and that overlay is alert dialog and it opens instantly. You can also choose one of the other animations. And the overlays can have various settings. For example, right now it's centered. That means when you open, it'll be in the center of the screen. You can also select on the left, on the bottom, or you can set a certain manual position also if you want to. And there's other options such as closing when clicking outside. So when I click outside of the alert dialog, it'll close. It'll add a darker background so that it looks like an overlay. So I'm going to select both of these options because I want them. And let's try and see how that works. So our profile page, I'll be trying out the preview instead of the play. So preview, and when I click on delete, I have this alert dialog here, and I can click out. It goes back to this page. So delete and click out. I can also do one click of cancel. It will on tap, it will close overlay. So let's see if that works. So I have this page, this, and cancel, it will close overlay. Okay, so that's overlays for you. And the next thing that we will try out now is scrolling. So there's various ways to do scrolling. What I'm going to show you is a very simple way to do scrolling where the frame is very big and you want to only show a certain part in your phone. So for example, you have this page. I'm going to move our alert dialog out of the way. We have this page and there's a lot of images in your page and you want to show all of them. So you can change the height, you can increase the height, and if you play, you can see it scrolls. Okay. However, you can see this part scrolls and this part scrolls too. But what you probably want is only this middle part to scroll. So how do you fix that? So what we need to do here is take our header and our footer and make them non-scrollable. So for that, I'm going to select the header. So we made a group earlier for our header, which consists of this rectangle and my username. I'm going to select that, go inside prototype, scroll behavior, and instead of scroll with parent, I'm going to make it fixed. So this won't scroll. Similarly, this footer that we had is not going to be at the bottom, it's going to be here, which is the size of our frame. So you don't need to change the position of it at all. Select that footer and the position can be fixed again. So the header and the footer will be fixed. Everything else will scroll. So if you want to fix anything else, you can fix that also. But for me, I want my header and footer to be fixed. And when I play and when I scroll, you can see this doesn't scroll anymore. Our tab bar doesn't scroll anymore. So that's how you can do scrolling. There's other ways you can try for scrolling also. Maybe if you want to do a right to left scroll for this, and you can use frames for that, and you can try that out later also. So that was how you can do prototyping. The rest of the content for responsive design and gestures will be covered by Casey.